But it was like, guess who's here?
Yeah.
I didn't see the Yankees game because it started too late for me, but I loved watching Mets-Dodgers. Fun game.
Yeah.
And my youngest brother, Charles, and I were texting toward the end of the game. Did you happen to watch the ninth inning?
No, I missed it. I saw the Mets take the big lead, and then I left about
Yeah, and the
6
Dodgers kind of clawed their way back in, tried to make it a little bit close. But maybe in the top of the ninth and certainly the bottom of the ninth, two mysterious figures appeared behind home plate wearing neon yellow T-shirts. And they just stood there. They stood behind what would be the right-handed batter's box, kind of behind Mary Hart, you know, where she sits at the Dodgers game.
Mary's got great seats.
Yeah, and to her credit, she always shows up.
Yeah.
And she never leaves early.
Larry King used to be in those seats. I
Yeah,
believe.
Larry King would be in her row, too.
You know what I like about the Dodger Stadium is that, like, the seats where Mary Hart sits, it's like field level. It's like she's sitting on the field. They go right down to. I love that stadium.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful stadium. So who were the?
They were just wearing mysterious neon yellow, like, highlighter shirts, and one of them had the number 2 on it. And I couldn't make out what the other one was. And my brother and I were texting back and forth, and he said, "Did you see these two creeps?" They just stared at the camera. They didn't emote. They didn't clap. They didn't cheer. They just stared. And finally, I realized he sent me a picture late last night, and it's for Smile 2, the horror movie.
Oh,
They did this 2 years ago.
I remember
or
that.
whenever the last one they did that. But then it was like, what is this weirdness? Because nobody quite knew what the movie was about. Because they just smile.
Oh, that's right. Oh, there they are. Ew.
And they stood up for the last inning or two. They're sitting behind Mary Hart
And listen to you
earlier.
Ew, creepy.
Great marketing.
It's like when when It came out, there would be clowns in neighborhoods just standing there with a balloon,
Red balloons.
and there's nothing illegal about it.
That's right.
Of course, it's just
No.
creepy. And they clearly they bought seats for the game.
Yeah, I guess whoever at Paramount, whoever owns the studio.
Because I think in those seats, I think you have to have them to even get into that area. You know, you can't just wander down there. Like if some fans left because the Dodgers were way behind, I don't think you can just wander down.
Just wander down.
They check your seats.
Man,
that was great baseball.
Talk about landing the best marketing job. Because I bet these people were just hired by a firm.
They're probably just young, struggling actors.
Yeah, because they're like, it's day work. Then you find out, it's like, what do I have to do today? Oh, you can go to the NLCS and get great seats and smile.
Just wear a T-shirt and don't do anything except smile.
Yeah, look creepy. Make sure you don't,
Don't
look
break
like
character.
you're enjoying the game. Yeah.
They get to watch the game.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It'd be hard not to break character, though.
I know. Cheer for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Come on, Mookie.
Sorry, but I'm a
Come on,
baseball.
Shohei.
I'm a darn baseball fan.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
I got money on this game.
That's right. Well, right.
Well, we've been, Chris Kelly, myself, we've been quote unquote sports reporters.
We have.
Yes, you have.
At certain tournaments where you're not supposed to cheer for a certain team.
That's right.
I once went with another person who was a quote unquote sports reporter who loved the Tar Heels and tried anytime they do something wrong, he'd slam the table and then try to be like, but he couldn't smile or
Right,
yell.
you can't.
Because
Yeah.
you're sitting amongst the journalists.
I'm the sports director here for our station.
That's
We
right.
don't have one.
I'm the sports director. And in
That's not a position.
Okay, in 1995, I went to the ACC tournament and sat courtside with all the legitimate reporters.
With my credential around my neck.
Correct. And on Championship
I
Sunday,
have a pass. It's all right.
I did, and they served the best ice cream backstage. My God, I just go back there for the ice cream bars.
The food, yeah. You have to act, and again, you have to act like you're not impressed that you have this smorgasbord of wonderful foods.
Well, the reporters were
Oh,
really,
yeah.
they eat so well.
Oh, God, chicken fingers again. Oh, I know, it's terrible.
So great.
Oh, I would rather remember what we ate at the Big East tournament.
So great. One of
What is that, brisket again?
two things happened that really stick out in memory from that 1995 ACC tournament, which, by the way, went to the wire, and the Tar Heels lost to Wake Forest. That was the Randolph Childress year.
Okay.
And they lost in overtime. It was an incredible tournament. And two things. One, I went on Thursday to get my credentials while the Clemson Tigers were practicing. And whoever gave me my credentials said, "Are you going to go courtside to cover the practice?" And I was like, "Yeah, I sure am."
Yep.
I am. So I whipped out my reporter's notebook.
Is your notebook in the with your cameraman?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
They're bringing it.
Yeah, I did that too. I took a little notebook,
Exactly.
as if that was going to make a difference.
Right. So I went down and sat courtside, and then a legitimate sideline reporter who I had seen working for years and years. God, now I forget her name, but I had seen her on television for years. She came over to me and she said, "Are you waiting for the Clemson SID?" And I thought to myself, I don't know what SID means.
Oh, God.
And I said, I am waiting for the Clemson SID. I said, you know how those SIDs can be. She goes, "Oh, tell me about it."
Am I?
Yeah.
Of course I am.
Waiting for the facts.
Yeah.
To come over with the
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I've got some thoughts for Sid.
Mm-hmm.
Is that his name?
Right. Then 3 days later at the championship game, while I had sat on press row 3 days in a row, right courtside, and I thought, well, today I'm going to show my colors and wear my Tar Heel cap in, which I did. And within 30 seconds of the opening tip, security came over and said, "Obviously, you've got to remove that cap." And I said, "Oh, yeah, of course."
Oh, this?
Oh,
Sorry.
This old thing? I forgot I had it on.
I'm a Tar Heel reporter. We know your line. That
know.
guy right there is the Tar Heel
We
reporter.
know you're not real. We know you're not supposed to be. That really blew my cover, unfortunately.
Did you get swag?
Oh, yeah, the briefcase
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
Leslie Visser. That's who it
Oh,
was.
Visser.
Oh,
Leslie-
yeah.
Leslie Visser came over to me, and she looked like $1 million. And she said, "Are you waiting for the Clemson SID?" I said, "You better believe I am, sister."
Yeah.
Dang well I am.
And I was in awe of her. I was like, "Oh, that's Leslie,
You.
Leslie Visser." You know, you kind of get in those situations you're not really supposed to be in, but I'm the sports director here, so that's what you do. Then I had to catch myself. I was staring at one of the most gorgeous women I've ever seen in my life, who was about 4 rows behind me, and I just looked at her. I was like, oh, my God.
Daggone.
I was like, daggone. And I kept on being like, jeez. And so I was like, maybe I should make my move or whatever.
Yeah.
And
You want some ice cream from backstage?
right after the game, the Georgia Tech guard came over and sat next to her. And it's like, oh, I see.
That's how it is.
I forget his name, but he went pro. And I was like,
Okay.
It was a Georgia Tech, and they won, and it was the first round, and he came over and sat with her, and she gave him a kiss, and I was like, oh, okay. They're boyfriend, girlfriend.
What did you guys do with the stat sheets that the team hands out between every half or at every TV timeout?
Mostly I doodled on mine.
Yeah. I'd go over them.
Oh, yeah.
They rode around in my car for about a year or two because I took them with me, of course.
Because I've seen the media people, the people who are hosting the tournament.
Oh, yes.
They hand out stat sheets to all the working reporters.
Every half and at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And I got to vote on the all-tournament team and the most valuable player.
Jesus.
I don't know these guys. They hand that out with about 2 minutes to go in the championship game, and you're like, what? I mean, I had to copy off the guy next to me.
Can I use your pen?
Yeah, I was just
I didn't even bring one.
I looked over at his paper. I didn't even know.
Do most of the guys have laptops then? Or this is the 90s?
They had laptops. They did have laptops.
The big clunky ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sat next to a guy from the University of Virginia, and they had, it was Corey Alexander.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he was the player, but the guy next to me is like, "Can you believe Alexander's stats this year?" And I was like, "No, I can't." I mean, I'm shocked by him too. It's unbelievable. And he's giving me all the ins and outs and stuff. That was good times. I really enjoyed that. What do Morgan Freeman and Chris Demm have in common? Morgan Freeman is a beekeeper in Mississippi.
What?
Chris Demm wants to be a beekeeper.
Is he really?
Yeah, he says he gets into such a sense of peace. He has a ranch in Mississippi, and it gives him such a sense of peace to work with bees. So he puts the suit on and everything and moves the bees around.
Okay.
And it really relaxes
Wonder what he
him.
does with his honey. Just take it down to the street to my neighbors.
I bet he gives it to the homeless of Mississippi. It's my guess.
What do I do with this?
He gives them
Jar of honey.
That's Morgan
What is
Freeman.
this for?
That's Morgan Freeman honey.
It's not really food.
I can't just eat honey, man.
It's not really food. It's not. You don't really.
Put it in your,
it's delightful.
Isn't it one of the few things that never goes bad?
put it in your tea.
Yeah.
I'm homeless. Not making tea out here.
Drizzle it on a cracker. I can't. What? Have you ever had toast and butter and honey? No.
No, I'm homeless.
No, I'm homeless. What are you talking about? I can't have
Maybe
that.
I can use it to seal up my shanty.
Yeah. Little holes in your shanty. Make your cardboard box a little stronger by putting a little honey in the creases.
Yeah, it's
there.
nature's glue.
Exactly.
How old is Mr. Freeman now?
past 80. I
Yeah.
guess. Wouldn't you think? I think so. Early 80s, probably.
Wasn't he older than we thought all along?
I think so.
Mhm.
He's probably 80. Well, I can't be sure. I'll look up his age, but he's always appeared about the same to me. He never really ages from the time I saw him. Who else was I thinking about that was right? Oh, Samuel Jackson. I just saw yesterday was the 30th anniversary of Pulp Fiction.
Right.
Which is like a blink, that doesn't seem like that long ago. I saw that in the theater and loved it. I sat next to a girl who was appalled by it. She was just like,
Well, there's nothing quite like it.
She said, I can't watch this. I was like, I can't look away.
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction, if you haven't seen it, it's just that kind of movie. And
funny, violent. I mean, all of it.
Well, incredibly violent. She had trouble with the violence. The scene that
the pawn shop scene?
Well,
there's nothing like it.
My God. The Gimp. I mean, good gracious.
Well, the Gimp as a young person haunted me.
They asked Samuel Jackson if he could still do the Bible verse that he quoted in the movie, and he did it yesterday, real fast for the 30th anniversary.
The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. You will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
That's it. That's Ezekiel 25:17. He just blew right through.
Didn't he make that up? Didn't Tarantino make that up? It's not an actual Bible verse?
I thought it was. Old. I mean, it's quoted as Ezekiel 25:17. Is that not real?
I thought I had read years ago that it was just Tarantino made it up.
That's possible. I had never heard that. Well, I have to find that out too. I'll get on. I have a machine.
Do you have a Trump Bible?
I have.
Don't answer that. That'll give away your vote.
Good point.
Oh, we know.
You don't know. You don't know.
Flashes to nightstand.
You don't know exactly what
Is that a Trump Bible? It is. I got it for free.
You don't know exactly what. Right. It was being handed out. What am I supposed to do? Not take it? What am I supposed to do?